Academy here in Kansas City. That's kind of not too far from the Negro Leagues Museum. You can kind of see some of what's going on back here. This is the Urban Youth Academy here. You can kind of see some of the things on the field here. If I can, I'm gonna flip my cameras so I can show you this. Yeah, there we go. So this is where we are. This is the field, the Urban Youth Academy. This right here used to be Parade Park. And this was a park that was in the community for many years. I coached teams down here and we practice on this field, but believe me, it never looked like this. They've got new turf on the field, and I even see some kids over there practicing. Let me go over here and take a look, guys. I wonder what they're teaching these kids nowadays. And but I coached down here many a year. It was at that time it was one big field. Now they've got one, two, three, four fields down here. This this field right here I'm going down is a softball field here, right? And so this was the old Parade Park. So that name is gone now, and now it's the Urban Youth Park, Urban Youth Academy, right? Academy. Kids can come down here and they can train, and doesn't cost them a lot of money. There's some get kids over there. Let's see, let me see. They're trying to teach them how to catch some fly balls, trying to run them down. All right. That was me probably about 30 years ago working on this. And this is really nice the way they've got it set up here. And they've got nice fields and everything down here. And so it's pretty impressive. So nice facility. And so over there, you can see kind of in the distance there, you can kind of see the Negro Leagues Museum there. Then they've got some pictures on the walls over here, some of the legends here. We got here. I'm trying to go closer to this fence there. Frank White and there's one of the Monarchs there, and Jackie Robinson, Satchel Paige, and Cool Papa, and I don't can't see the other one. Oh, Hilton Smith. I interviewed Cool Papa. I interviewed uh, Cool Papa. I interviewed Hilton Smith, and so actually I knew those ball players. I'm probably one of the few people who actually knew some of these people here, and so. This is the Urban Youth, and I'm just out here today. It's before I go home. I just came from an interview. They were doing a documentary on the new Indianapolis Clowns. And so I was down here being recorded for that. Now I'm looking at this walk here, and I'm turning around again. They got a nice little case, so if you hit a home run there, people can be out here walking on this walk here, and the ball won't hit them. How about that? I don't know how many balls they're going to hit out here, but that's nice to have that. Big score clock there, scoreboard, everything, the kids over there playing. But you know what? I want to show you something that's kind of interesting here. Um, and this is something that most people might not even think about uh, if they come down here because I've been down here for many years. I used to come down here as a kid and watch teams play. And so I was really familiar with this whole entire area. But one of the lasting memories that I have is something that you wouldn't think about, right? So, how you doing? So I'm gonna go up the hill here, and I'll show you something here. I'm gonna turn my camera around when I get up the hill. So this is something that most people won't know about unless they grew up around here and visited people. But if we turn around here, right over here, there's a housing development. And they're in the process of tearing it down. You can see there's been a few fires. Seems like there's a fire. Somebody goes in and starts a fire all the time in these housing units. Now, what's interesting is that gate right there. There's a gate right here. Let me see if I can get to that. Yeah, the gate is right there, and right about right in here. That's where Maurice Doolittle Young used to live, and he played for the 1927 Kansas City Monarchs. In the 80s, he passed away maybe 83, 1983, 84. I would come to his house right over there, right here in Parade Park. This fence wasn't here, and this was a vibrant place. People were here. People were living here. And look at it now. It's just amazing. And so they're tearing it all down. It's going to be gone. So I thought I would get over here and let you see a little bit of it before it's all gone, right? Let me do my background. You can kind of see it there, another angle of it. Maybe I'll get a little closer here across the street. And so, yeah, Maurice Doolittle Young lived right in Parade Park. And this is where I came to do the interviews. And I learned so much about the colored house of David, who he had played for, being in one of these houses here. Colored House of David. He played for them. He played out in Tulsa. He was from Okmulgee, and his brother was T.J. Young. I learned a lot about T.J. Young, but it came from down here, guys. But they even got a little security camera there. Let me turn over here again. Got a security camera going there, somewhere in there, and because people keep coming down and setting fires down here, guys, and so this is the Parade Homes. They call them Parade Park Homes. And this is where Maurice Doolittle lived. Guys, you can kind of see there. And I remember when I was assistant director of public relations for the Kansas City Royals, they used to have a big competition, the people living down here, and they would all decorate their houses for Christmas, and they would have me come down and a couple of other people, and we would drive through this area, and we would pick the house with the best Christmas lights, and then they gave them a big reward of money and some prizes and recognition for having the best Christmas lights. Now you look at it, guys, and just a shell of itself. Just amazing how life changes, and you live long enough, you see a lot of different changes. And I bet you if Maurice Doolittle Young was to come back and see this day, he would probably be brokenhearted, guys. You kind of see the doors are gone and grass is up, but this will all be gone soon. So I say, it might be wise for me to come down here and maybe just give people an idea of some of the things that are going on here in Kansas City, because you wouldn't know this. And right across the street, guys, if we go right across the street, turn my camera around, we go right across the street, there's the beautiful ballpark. Beautiful ballpark. I think Maurice Young would have been amazed at that too. There's guys jogging through the neighborhood, and man, yep, people jogging and walking around and everything, right? So I've seen quite a few changes here in Kansas City, and this is one of them. Of course, the Negro Leagues Museum wasn't even thought of back then to guys like me to make something happen, to get it going, but wasn't even thought of. So I'll go here one last time, and this is just another portion of it. You kind of see this old broken down car way back there. Let me see if I can go look with some broken down car back there. Um, Look like the only people enjoying this right now is the birds. But yeah, so just really, it's just amazing. But once again, this is going to be gone, and maybe I'll come back and talk about what the changes have been, and I can reminisce probably in ways that few people can related to baseball, because Maurice Doolittle Young lived right here, right? So actually, I can remember times me and my wife, we've been married for 40 something years, but we used to come down here. We were going to go to a movie or something like this, and we would stop and visit Doolittle Young before we would go to the movies. And so, yeah, and he lived. I'm trying to think. I probably have his address. I'll go back and check. I'm going to see what this address is, and I will go back. There's an address there. That one says 1539. I will check, but he lived right. I think it was right in here. It's been a number of years ago. Of course, he died in the 19 maybe 84, something like that. 83, 84. It's been a while, and so and of course they had his funeral on the other side of the park, because that's where the Catholic Church is, right? But the way I learned about House of David, the House of David team out of Benton Harbor, I learned about it through Maurice Doolittle Young, because he tried to get on that team, and they wouldn't put him on the team because he couldn't prove that he was a three-fourths Indian. He was part Choctaw Indian. I don't know if you knew that, but anyway, give you one more shot at the park there on the higher part, the end. So this is the Kansas City Urban Youth Academy. And, and so the Royals have a lot of money in this. So I'm gonna have to come down and bring some kids down here. Maybe we'll come down one day and work out myself, right? So kids can practice. Man, we never had anything like this to practice on. So I am amazed, and I like to see good things happening. And that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. So I thought maybe since I was down here today, maybe you guys might find this interesting. And if you've been following me, guys, you know that I'm trying to go for 868 subscribers. So if you're picking me up new and you've never followed me, by all means, go back and look at some of my lives and some of my broadcasts. And you might be a person that wants to subscribe. We're going to keep it going. I'm trying to get 686 subscribers by Sunday. And I'm off to a good start, just past 800 this past Sunday. And so I, I'm not going to waste any time on that, trying to get there. But new people are finding this broadcast all the time. So hopefully you're enjoying yourself. And this is Phil Dixon. I'm Phil Dixon, a baseball historian with over 45 years in the books right now, guys. And I'm in my 46th year. Like I said, I just was down this evening doing an interview for the new Indianapolis Clowns and a documentary they're doing, and they're recording them all the way. And so hopefully, a lot of things I did won't end up on the cutting room floor. You know how it is when you're doing a documentary, you never know. So anyway, so that is my take here. This is about only it's just a short documentary. It's not very long one, but I wanted you to see this area here before it's gone. And this was the home area for Maurice Doolittle Young. This whole this whole thing here, Parade Parkway, and it's going to be gone. And they're going to put new homes in here, and that we're going to look more consistent with what's going on the other side of the street with the park. So just thought you might enjoy this because we will come down, and at some point, maybe it might take a couple of years. We will all right. Just got on. So, all right, guys. This has been another edition of Phil Dixon's This Day in Black Baseball History. I'm going to do a live tonight at home from my office, but I thought I'd come out on location. And as I drive around, I was down here in Vine Street. You heard about Vine Street? Remember that song "Going to Kansas City"? Stand on the corner of 12th Street and Vine. Well, we're about 18th Street and Vine. Actually, I'm looking at a sign down there. It says 16th. So so I'm not far from that. So thank you guys. And I will be back and we'll do our regular broadcast tonight. Have a good evening. Bye.